Graham Stephan is wrong. Millennials are not financially ruined. And this is why. Hello and welcome to Practical Personal Finance. My name is Andrew Shear, and this is where I give you the information you need to understand and succeed with money. A few days ago, when I opened YouTube, one of the first things I saw was a video from Graham Stephan with the title, Why Millennials Are Financially Ruined. As a millennial myself, I'm not a fan of when people make large, sweeping generalizations about my generation. So today I'm going to tell you why I believe Graham Stephan is wrong to say that millennials are financially ruined and why there is still hope for my beloved generation. But before I do that, do me a favor and give this video a thumbs up. And if you're new around here, hit that subscribe button too. You're about to learn something new about money. Now, I don't want to spend too much time bashing Graham because he had some great points throughout his video. He talked about how millennials came of age during the Great Recession, how wages have stagnated over the past 30 years, and how we millennials have more college debt than we can even begin to comprehend. These are all true facts, and I'm not here to refute them. But what I am here to do is point out 3 reasons why millennials are well positioned to be financially successful, and offer my thoughts on why I believe that will happen. Number 1 is our age. Millennials were born between 1981 and 1996. That means the oldest millennials are 39 years old, and the youngest millennials are just 24 years old. How can you generalize that a group that includes 24 and 25-year-olds is financially ruined? You can't. Even the oldest millennials, who are 39 years old, who came of age and entered the workforce well before the Great Recession, still have a solid 25 years left until they're 64 years old and no longer considered working age adults. That's more than enough time to save for retirement. In fact, if you're 39 years old and married, you and your spouse could each put $500 per month into a Roth IRA, invest it in an S&P 500 index fund for a 9.8% average rate of return, and wind up with almost $1.3 million at age 64. The average millennial age 32 could do the same thing and wind up with more than $2.6 million tax-free dollars at age 64. Right now, the median net worth of someone in the US between the ages of 55 and 64 is around $212,000, and that includes the value of their home. And yet it's millennials who are financially ruined? I don't think so. Number 2 is the internet. Sure, previous generations had access to relatively less expensive housing and relatively better paying jobs at a younger age. But we millennials grew up with access to all the knowledge in the world right at our fingertips. Before the internet, you couldn't do things like start a YouTube channel and make millions of dollars per year without having to leave your house. If you wanted to invest in the stock market, it was risky, expensive, and difficult. Now there are millions of hours of educational content to teach you how. Apps that will allow you to invest for free, and low-risk, diversified options like ETFs, mutual funds, and index funds. If you wanted to buy a home or find a job in a new city before the internet, you would need to travel there on a whim and take the first job you can find. Now it's as easy as typing a zip code into Zillow or Indeed, and you're presented with thousands of options in just a few seconds. Anyone who argues that this makes millennials worse off financially is just wrong. And finally, number 3 is our education. Sure, we have plenty of student loan debt, but millennials are the best educated generation yet. 2/3 of us have completed at least some college, and 39% have a bachelor's degree or higher, compared to 29% of Gen Xers and just 25% of baby boomers. As technology advances and old industries are replaced, millennials are in the best possible position to take on newer, higher paying jobs. I'm talking about jobs in software development, IT security, and data analysis. These types of jobs often come with a 6-figure salary, and the more recently you've graduated from college, the more likely it is you'll be a good fit for the role. As more and more of the best paying jobs now require a college education, millennials are uniquely equipped to fill them, more so than previous generations. Although millennials have been burdened with a staggering amount of student loan debt, a huge recession, and now a global pandemic, I refuse to believe that we're financially ruined. There will always be outliers who have amassed a net worth of millions of dollars by age 30 or 40, and there will always be outliers who never have two nickels to rub together. It's easy to look at either of those two groups and make generalizations. But despite those external crises, I think millennials, as a whole, are in an incredible position to be financially successful. We've still got at least 25 working years left, with access to more information than any time in history, and we're more educated than any previous generation. All that's got to count for something. What do you think of the financial prospects for millennials? Let me know in the comments. If you enjoyed this video, you might find my debt-free story inspiring. Click right here to see how I paid off over $175,000 in student loan debt in just 27 months. And if you're not already a PPF subscriber, then click right here. Thanks for watching. I'm Andrew Scheer, and I'll see you next time.